Few years back, the Swedish company came here and bought in 250 motorcycles to Indian motorcycle enthusiasts. Unfortunately, it didn't click well. Whatsoever it is, the brand has now came with the Svartpilen 401, which has a lot of new retro styling, a scrambler model of riding, and yes, with the brand new Duke 390 engine. So let's see whether this is now doing justice to the scrambler tag and of course to the Husqvarna brand. Oh, an open road. The suspension actually goes really low, which might actually affect the ground clearance as well. Off-roading is not a great thing on this motorcycle, even though Husqvarna has pushed this motorcycle to What's up YouTube, welcome back to another video, and today we have the Husqvarna Svartpilen 401, the brand new motorcycle which is new to the market. So this is the first ride impression of this video. I'm in Pune, very beautiful place, but we don't know where we are. Somewhere in Pune, that's all I know. And we have a very
one eternity later,
very beautiful looking motorcycle. Look at that machine. Husqvarnas are always like that. It's damn good looking, and the kind of signature that they put in the motorcycle is very unique. Look at that motorcycle. So this video is going to be what are the differences of this motorcycle compared to the Duke 390 or the Speed 400, Scrambler 400, and an exclusive review about the motorcycle after riding it. So yes, looking at the styling, it's very distinctive. Look at that headlight, man. It's something very unique. If I turn on the DRL, it won't come that great in this video, but still, look at it. It almost looked like the lights which is being used by Instagrammers and all. It's a huge light, and the motorcycle is actually very huge. You might not recognize in this video because one thing is like it's not in the stand. I've done a little bit of burnout and it has gone inside, so that's why it's not looking big. Compared to the previous version of the Husqvarna, the 250s, this one is very big. So from the front, it is a beautiful looking motorcycle. The headlight, the indicators, which looks very unique, and we have the Apex suspension, which is actually fully adjustable. This comes from the Duke 390, so we have 4-stage adjustable suspension, and it comes with spoke wheels and Pirelli STR tires. So Pirelli tires are actually expensive, but Husqvarna has done some cost cutting on the other side of the motorcycle so that they can accommodate the tire on this motorcycle. So these are not tubeless tires, these are tubed tires. Still something which is really good. The front actually looks so good, man, and this is minor visor over there that also add a little bit of character to that motorcycle, like a premium, a unique motorcycle feel. And here we can see the bigger tank compared to the previous version of the motorcycle. That one has around 9 or 10 liter tank, so this one is close to 13 liter now. So that means 4 additional liters, which makes this motorcycle run for longer time. And that 401 badging, man, that's minimalistic, and that is actually appealing in a very louder way. And Husqvarna tag over there, and there we'll see the engine, the Duke 390's engine. Basically it is the same 390 engine that we have seen with the Speed 400 and the Duke 390, and on this one the ride feel is entirely same. The way this motorcycle it is, the front sprocket, rear sprocket, air intake, power, torque, everything is same. So that means this exactly pulls like a Duke 390, no change in that. And yeah, coming to the rear section, we have a lot of difference. The previous version of Husqvarna used to have a tail tidy by stock, and that used to have a tire hugger, but on this one they have elongated the bike to accommodate more pillion space, to accommodate to have a little more room for the rider as well. And they have given that very ugly looking tail section to this motorcycle as well. This ugly looking tail section is actually coming from the Duke 390. So that entire unit, which has that indicator, number plate and all, which looks very ugly in my eyes, because the Husqvarna is never an ugly motorcycle. So that's the only one ugly looking part on this motorcycle which I see. So basically they have made that motorcycle elongated. Previous Husqvarna used to be a square shape one, taller one, shorter wheelbase and all, but this one is not like that. This is shorter motorcycle, and they have elongated the wheelbase is more. That means more rectangular type of motorcycle. And the seat, if you see over here, it has a scooped up seat. That means this is more of an enduro kind of a seat, but Husqvarna has this on many other motorcycles as well. If you see, we have a longer seat, and what I feel is that the seating comfort is good, decent enough, and the pillion seat is also good. Considering that your pillion is not a taller person, like not taller than 5'6" and all, he or she will be having a comfortable saddle. And looking over here, it's a beautiful looking tank. A very distinctive tank from the Husqvarna, no doubt in that. Looks are like many levels above when compared to other motorcycles in the segment. And here we can see the adjustable suspension. So we have 4-stage adjustable. I feel the 4th stage is on to a very harder side. I like it when I put it onto the 4th stage and ride it. You can put it to the first level as well, which is more touring oriented, more comfortable ride for highway and all. And here when we see the switch bars, this is much familiar. This is what we have seen with the Duke 390. I don't want to walk you through all the things over here, but let's see what is there in the dial. So the dial, they have made a little bit of difference. Husqvarna logo, and this has its own layout. They didn't copy everything from the Duke. I like it. So this is the tachometer, this is the speedometer, fuel gauge, heat level sensor, gear position indicator, and what riding mode you are on. Basically this doesn't come with a riding mode. So there are no riding modes. Even though it shows riding mode, we cannot change anything over here in the riding mode section. It's only the street mode, which is full power, and we can turn off the ABS in the rear wheel, so like the supermoto mode, and we can turn off the traction control if required. And yeah, it comes with a quick shifter. We can turn it off and on, and the interface details. And this has pretty much everything that we see with the Duke 390. That means it's a pretty much updated motorcycle. So the seat height is not so tall. If you look at the motorcycle, in fact, there's a very huge motorcycle by now. So there's a tapered kind of a seat over there. The seat height is not too much. Now you'll feel that the seat height is not that big, as well as the ground clearance is less, because as I said, I've done a little bit of burnout. I think that's the reason why you're finding it like that. Till now, the experience is beautiful looking motorcycle which rides just like a 390 Duke. So we'll talk about the rest of the things when we go for the ride. Before riding it, let's check the exhaust note. Alright, we are back on road. It's basically the 390 engine, like no difference what you are seeing with the Duke 390. So the character of the engine is, it doesn't have that much of a great bottom end torque. The character of this engine actually pumps out after 4000 rpm, and it has a very good pull after the 6000 rpm as well. So that's the power curve. So you will actually enjoy riding this motorcycle even inside city from an rpm of 4000 to 6000. So that's the sweet spot of this engine. And to talk about the heating, yes, this has got some amount of heating. So the heat is actually coming onto my knee area. I can feel that. So that thing is there when I was actually moving in slow speeds. So suppose you are in bumper to bumper traffic and you are riding in more than 5 minutes like that, then you can feel the heating. And there are minor kind of unusual sounds from the engine side. I don't know what it is, but I could sense that for some reason from this engine. So this comes with adjustable suspension. This I have set it onto a harder side now. Oh, an open road. So yeah, suspension is actually good with this kind of an adjustment. So the rear suspension is actually set to a softer side. So in my opinion, when the rider and the pillion sits, the suspension actually goes really low, which might actually affect the ground clearance as well. But if you have someone who is weighing around 60 to 80 kg, then I'll say that there's not going to be too much of a ground clearance issue. And to talk about the clutch feel is actually onto a lighter side. And if you're using the clutch to shift the gears, then you have a precise shifting. But I'm using the quick shifter now, and I think the chain is a little dry. That's one reason I feel that the upshift has some amount of discomfort. The downshift is good, but the upshift from first to second and second to third has a lot of hiccups. Sometimes it doesn't come at all. So that kind of a feel is there. And let's talk about the tires. So this comes with Pirelli Rally STI, which is one of the best tire in this segment. It's a dual purpose tire. Even though it looks like a knobby tire, I'll say that this is a very good road going tire. We tried taking this motorcycle to off-road, so off-roading is not a great thing on this motorcycle. Even though Husqvarna has pushed this motorcycle to neo-retro scrambler kind of a motorcycle, I'll say that this is purely road-oriented motorcycle, and actually the spoke wheels gives a very good look on this motorcycle. But yeah, it's a little unfortunate that this doesn't comes with tubeless spokes. I believe that if this motorcycle is actually coming with tubeless spokes, then the pricing would have at least gone high by 20 or 25k. But overall the feedback from the tire is really good. I really like it. And again, the braking unit is from the Duke 390. Very good progressive braking. It has got good stopping power, but this has got a little bit of a different riding dynamics. If this is my normal riding stance, you can see that I'm putting a little bit of lean angle to my upper body, and the lower body is actually relaxed, so it is almost like a normal street bike, but the upper body is a bit onto a sporty side. It's okay, I'll say that it is not too sporty, but it gives a lot of control. The handlebar actually feels wider, got a lot of control over the motorcycle, and the motorcycle is actually very nimble, very easy to use. Compared to the Duke 390, this is 4 kg heavier, but compared to the 250s that was there in the market previously, this is 1 kg lighter. So that's a great thing when we look at the 250, but compared to the Duke 390, again, this is 4 kg heavier. But altogether, a ride feel is, this is an easier light motorcycle to ride. I'm not liking the quick shifter, man. From the second to the third, it is like too much of lag, and there's a little bit of hardness as well, so the quick shifter is not so working well. And this motorcycle is actually now coming ex-showroom Delhi for 2.9 lakh. I think that will boil down to a price of 3.5 to 3.7 on-road Bangalore. This price is actually 18,000 less than the Duke 390, and roughly I think 20,000 more than the Scrambler 400. In that way, I'll say that Husqvarna has priced it rightly, because just a good looking motorcycle. I don't say that it's a steal deal. If you're looking for this kind of a very unique looking motorcycle, that pricing is actually very good. And looking towards the ownership things of this motorcycle is, of course, this tank is now a bigger one, a 13-liter unit compared to the 9-liter unit from the 250 in the previous model. So this one gonna have a little more tank range, so the expected mileage will be anything from 25 to 30 kmpl, considering that you are riding very nicely on the highway at a speed of 80 to 120. And the service details are like, first service is definitely in 750 kilometers to 1000 kilometers, and the rest of the services are once in 7500 kilometers. And general service cost is almost same as the Dukes. It will be almost like 3000 to 4000 rupees. Now if you ask me if there are any vibration issues, and I have to say that the vibration issues are a little more. So the foot peg feels a lot vibey. Oh, that's a risky overtake. The foot peg feels a lot vibey, and this portion also has a little bit of vibration. So the handlebar is almost safe, not much vibration, and the vibration amount is actually lesser than the previous version of the Husqvarna, but this vibration is more when compared to the new Duke 390 or the Speed 400s. Now let's come to the verdict. So in my opinion, if you are looking for a very minimalistic, very beautiful looking, aggressive motorcycle, then yeah, this motorcycle is very good for you. But if you ask me if this has the Husqvarna character, then this time I'll say that not really, because this is the same engine as the Duke 390's engine. Personally, I don't hate Duke 390's engine. Duke's engine, let it be there. They should have put a different tuning, a different sprocket, which gives more initial, because mostly this kind of a motorcycle is meant for urban riding and you need more torque. If the 2000 to 3000 RPM would have been a little more engaging, then I'll say that this is a value for money machine, no doubt on that. But that one bit element of Husqvarna is not there with it. I feel like I'm riding the Duke, but with a little more vibration and hold together different ride feel because of the riding ergonomics and the way how we look at the tank and all. So good city riding motorcycle because it's easy to ride. You can put in the third gear and just ride around inside the city. And when it comes to the highway, I'll say that you can cruise at a speed of 80 to 120, not too much of vibration. After that, you'll feel a considerable amount of vibration on the seat and the foot peg. So the foot peg vibration is a little annoying. You might have to put a boot, definitely. With the boot itself, I'm wearing a boot. With the boot itself, I'm facing a lot of vibration issue. And off-roading is not a piece of cake for this one. I really feel that the suspension is not really tuned for that. You need a raised handlebar, but still I feel that let's not push this kind of a motorcycle to that arena, because it's a soft-roading motorcycle. Yes, even I believe that Husqvarna wanted you to ride this motorcycle on road, and if you're hitting some bad patch of road, you can take it. Just like what you see over there, there was a big pothole, but still managed to take it through. The suspension travel is not so great, just like a off-roading motorcycle, not even like a scrambler motorcycle. So the scrambler motorcycle will have a little more suspension travel than normal motorcycle. This one is strictly road going motorcycle. So that's my take on it. If you ask me, yes, definitely I like the looks of the motorcycle, but still I would prefer to have a bit of a Husqvarna character in it. So that's my personal review about this motorcycle. I hope you like this video, and as always, show some love in the form of likes and comments. See you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.